Potato yield forecasting, interpreting weather data correctly. Can AI predict the potato harvest? Can computers predict, as early as the beginning of July, what the potato yield for an entire region will be? While traditional farmers' almanacs are indeed based on centuries of observing nature, only powerful computer algorithms can analyze the complex interplay between weather and yield with sufficient precision. In this video, Professor Bernd Dohmen uses real-world data from Saxony-Anhalt to demonstrate just how accurately potato yields can be forecast as early as the beginning of July. Where do the weather data originate? The German Weather Service, DWD, provides access to daily weather station data via online portals. For Saxony-Anhalt, 6 weather stations were selected. The selection criteria included, among other factors, the continuous availability of data from 2005 to 2025. Which crop yields are incorporated into the computer models? The results of the Crop Yield Survey, BEE. A procedure within official agricultural statistics. Serve as the reference. For Saxony-Anhalt, average yields for the years 2006 through 2025 are published online by the State Statistical Office of Saxony-Anhalt. However, for potatoes, the final results do not become available until late autumn, or even January of the following year. The displayed data flow diagram illustrates the processes of data provision, aggregation, and the derivation of additional values. From 438,000 raw data points spanning the last 20 years, 125 annual weather parameters are ultimately generated for the analysis of potato yields over the 2006-2025 time horizon. These parameters accumulate to a total of 2,500 input data points. Results of the model forecast. As shown in the figure, the forecasting model successfully predicts potato yields in early July with remarkably high precision. Even the best and worst years are predicted accurately. It is worth taking a look at the model's statistical quality metrics. A coefficient of determination of 0.97 indicates that 97% of the yield variance is explained by the model. The standard error stands at 10.8 decitons per hectare, and the average percentage deviation from the respective official figure is a mere 2.3%. Naturally, one might ask, how is this even explicable? Well, the final potato yield is not determined solely in the weeks immediately preceding the harvest. By as early as the beginning of July, the weather conditions experienced up to that point have already shaped the plant's development, thereby establishing a significant portion of its ultimate yield potential. The model detects these early signals within the weather data and is therefore able to estimate the final yield with astonishing precision at a relatively early stage. The final weeks leading up to the harvest typically alter the projected final yield only marginally, provided, of course, that no extreme weather events occur. Tracing climatic footprints. These early signals become visually discernible through climate signatures, characteristic patterns in weather sequences that, in the past, were typically linked to specific yield outcomes. The overview makes it easy to identify which variables deviate most significantly either from one another or from the normal value during years of high and low yields. To this end, the respective mean values, MWA, for 21 climatic parameters were calculated, using a specific weather station as an example, based on the 3 lowest yielding years, blue curve, and the 3 highest yielding years, orange curve. These values were then visualized as climatic signatures, expressed as the percentage deviation from the mean value of normal years, baseline equals 100, for each specific parameter. Regarding precipitation, parameters 1 through 4, in particular, exhibit distinct differences between high and low-yielding years. As for temperature variables, the extremely high values recorded for parameters 14 through 17 during low-yielding years are particularly striking. Characteristic differences between high and low-yielding years are also discernible in the humidity data. Utilizing appropriate software, computers can analyze the yield relevance of these signatures and develop a mathematical model capable of generating yield forecasts based on this data. Outlook. Given that Lower Saxony is a major player in the German potato market, a model tailored to this federal state would certainly be beneficial for early market assessment within Germany. Furthermore, The methodology, specifically through the use of virtual weather stations, opens up the possibility of application in other European countries or overseas. That early yield forecasts for potatoes are, in principle, currently feasible, is demonstrated by publications from Indian researchers dating back to 2022. They, too, concluded that reliable potato yield predictions can be made as early as 6 to 8 weeks prior to harvest.